Like everyone, I have plenty of Pokemon I adore that aren't especially popular among the Pokemon community. But one Pokemon that I've absolutely loved since I was a little kid and has always been among my favorite Pokemon of all time is Lickitung. I often see Lickitung overlooked, and when it is talked about, people rarely have much to say about it, and I never really understood why.
Lickitung's fine.
Lickitung? Trash.
That's dumb.
I remember I used it on my first ever playthrough team of a Pokemon game in Pokemon Fire Red. I always just thought it was really cute. I liked its design. Really, everyone has at least one Pokemon they love that are generally ignored by the larger fanbase. I kind of believe that everyone else was right about it being a mid to bad Pokemon design, and that I just had nostalgia or weird preferences that kept me from seeing its flaws. But over the years of me loving and defending it, I've only grown more and more fond of this adorable specimen, and after careful analysis and critical thinking, I've realized Lickitung is actually peak Pokemon design. And I don't mean that ironically, or sarcastically, or nostalgically, or any other fancy way. Lickitung is genuinely peak Pokemon design. I have broken down the fundamental traits of what makes Pokemon design work, applied evidence by use of the most popular Pokemon there are, and found that Lickitung should, theoretically, be held in the same regard as the rest of these beloved, iconic creatures. Let's talk about why. To start off, it's cute. Stay with me, I promise this is getting somewhere. When it comes to Pokemon seen as cute, one of the big preferences among Pokemon fans are the derpy, clumsy, goofy Pokemon who often just look kinda stupid. And are kind of stupid in a lot of cases, but fans love these kinds of Pokemon. It's not complicated. Something about these really simplistic yet charming designs just really resonates with people. And of course, I'm bringing this up because Lickitung completely fits this bill. Let's really look at this thing. Its eyes are completely identical to Wooper's. Its gaping mouth is pretty comparable to other beloved Pokemon like Fuecoco or Wobbuffet. Its insatiable appetite is one of the things people love about Pokemon like Snorlax, and it's huggable. And don't say its tongue would make hugging it inconvenient. Vaporeon is entirely water-based, and I doubt you would have any problem hugging a Vaporeon. Not to mention, Lickitung is completely capable of retracting its tongue, and you could absolutely train one to keep saliva off its body. Okay, moving on, I want to touch on Lickitung's premise. Again, comparing it to other Pokemon, creativity is one of the most important things to consider when designing any creature. Look at Blaziken. It's clearly based on a chicken or rooster, but it's anthropomorphic. Its fighting style makes use of its strong legs, and incorporates fiery aspects into its attacks and overall design. All of this together makes it widely regarded as a really good Pokemon design. Or something like Jigglypuff. It's based on a balloon, but they didn't just slap a face onto a balloon and call it a day. It gets a full set of limbs that let it move around on the ground and interact with things. It's perfectly rounded to make its overall shape more appealing. It gets a tuft of hair on its head to imply a fluffy texture over the whole body, and it loves to sing songs, which just so happen to put people to sleep, because why not? There's a reason people really dislike Pokemon like Garbodor or Klefki. Most people won't be interested when you just take a real-world thing and call it a Pokemon. The same reason I don't feel like talking about these Pokemon because the conversation's been done to death. They're boring, they're unappealing, you get it. Anyway, the point is, Lickitung is not like these Pokemon. I actually consider it among one of the best Pokemon design concepts. It's clearly based on lizards or frogs, which are known for their long tongues, but it takes plenty of creative liberties with the design that make it so much more interesting and distinct. And much like the other grades, it conveys a lot about it from a single glance. Its unfocused eyes imply that it's probably not the smartest Pokemon. Then its arms, they're really short and they have a single tiny nub of a claw on each of them. It's clear that these will barely be useful in the heat of battle, so how does Lickitung fight? Well, it's obvious, its giant tongue, which is constantly extended, and alongside Lickitung's gaping mouth and round physique, make it clear what its favorite thing to do is eating. I've also always loved its giant tail. It's a stroke of genius really, and this enormous tail behind it makes so much sense for the purpose of keeping the Pokemon balanced. Lickitung has its tongue out all the time, and for it to support its weight and not fall forward, of course it would have some kind of counterbalance. Top everything off with a nice pink color scheme and a few tan stripes for some contrast, and you have, well, Lickitung. At least for a Generation 1 Pokemon, you have to admit this is a creative and unique idea for a Pokemon. What am I even doing? Why am I making an entire video about Lickitung? Actually, no, it's worth it. It almost baffles me that Lickitung hasn't received as much love over the years as most of the other popular Pokemon, because the pieces were there for it to have a chance at being really iconic. It's a Gen 1 Pokemon, which means it's been around for quite a while, plus there was a Lickitung that became a Pokemon member of Team Rocket for a while in the anime, in a pretty memorable and iconic episode, though he didn't really show up a lot after that episode, and eventually was completely replaced by Wobbuffet. By the way, as a character, I do think Wobbuffet is better. He fills his role pretty much perfectly as the primary comic relief member of Team Rocket, especially by being a figurative and literal punching bag. But I still distinctly remember being pretty sad to see Lickitung go in this episode. At least he ended up with someone who actually cared about him and seems to like him as well. Whatever. So what do we make of all this? Well, I don't really know. I recently made an appreciation account on Twitter for Lickitung. I'm pretty sure the only people following it right now are me and my friend Luna and my sister. So if you have Twitter and you want justice for Lickitung, maybe go follow it. Oh, and thank you for watching everyone. If you enjoyed the video, maybe leave a like. And if you'd like to see more content like this, I recommend subscribing. Lickitung for Smash. Bye.